But it pulls up the temperature log, and the log will be on your app, a PDF file or a HTML file. And then you just take that, and then you just put your email in there, and then it'll email you the log form, and you can store that digitally or print it out in your logbook. And that's a requirement by the blood bank.
Yeah. But no, I could see just having the ability to, at least somebody else, just as a second measure, if an ODA is like, we need to run our own blood storage, is just an extra verification that they're doing the right thing.
Yes, and it's all recorded. And plus, if you run your own blood bank, then there's the little log thing there. But if you're running your own blood bank, maybe you're not checked. But if you're drawing blood from the Armed Service Blood Bank, they're going to require you to do logs. So it might be the PA, or it might be the surgeon, the battalion PA or the battalion surgeon, but one of those two is responsible for managing those temperature logs.
Yep.
Because if something goes wrong, then there'll be an investigation, and then the investigation first thing they'll do is go, where are the temperature logs? So you don't have to turn them into the blood bank, but if you're doing a blood program, they're looking at those. They're going to look at those logs. If there's some type of mismatch, something happens, there'll be an investigation. So just makes it easier for you to keep your logs.
Yeah, and it's just being a good steward of your own equipment and resources, making sure that you're using safe products. When it comes
to... it helps with that decision process.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely does. When it comes to like blood storage, getting blood farther forward, is there anything else that I missed and we need to talk?
Well, again, some things I think about is, okay, so you have the ODA with this APRU, Ranger Battalion, the SEALs, they all have the APRU right now. And they're doing TTPs, and they're figuring out how to get this in their vehicles, boats, how they're going to use all that. But what I think about is, okay, so you have far forward troops. You have far forward troops. They're out doing their thing. They're a long ways off. They're not getting evac. They may be getting airdrop, right? Some type of resupply. So my thing is, okay, blood expires. So that's going to have to be resupplied over time. So we're building a bigger blood refrigerator that can be used across all the roles for blood resupply. And we'll just use like Iraq with those log trains, right? And the 5th Group guys, they were moving, and then they had these big trucks that were coming in to resupply them, for example. So then again, you could have this big blood refrigerator that lasts for 10 days on battery power. It's going to last for 10 days on battery power. Now you have a larger supply of blood to resupply those ODAs. So you show up to, just don't throw it out of the plane, put it on a chute. But again, when it hits the drop zone, you have days to get to it to get that resupply of blood, because it'll run on that battery. The same way with the bigger one. So in my mind, it's like, how do we resupply these guys now? So we got a 10-day battery coming out. You could put this on a drone and fly it out on a drone if you want. The one thing they talk about the drones is they're like, oh yeah, we're going to resupply this blood on the drone. I'm like, okay, so where's the blood stored to put on that drone? And then they go, what? I'm like, you got to have a refrigerator for the blood to put it on the drone. And they're like, oh yeah, we haven't thought that out so far. We're still trying to work the drone thing. But again, it's like, where are you storing blood to put on the drone? You still have to store it somewhere in a storage refrigerator. So anyways, I'm just thinking about how do we push everything forward, and then eventually maybe if it gets good enough, you can push blood back that's about to expire, get it to the roll 3 to the cache, and maybe there's some. That's a long way vision out. But again, it's like, how do we push blood forward to you guys? You're going to need more devices in that chain to keep the blood going forward. And you got your walking blood bank, so you got your 1, 2. Got your stored blood, start your walking blood bank. You use your stored blood, put your walking blood bank in there, or someone needs more than 6, they need 12, or you have 3 serious casualties and you need 15 bags of blood. Well, you got 6 here, and then you got as much as you can pull off the walking blood bank. You might not even have enough with the walking blood bank, depending on how many people you have.
Yep, absolutely.
It's a hard thing to figure out, for sure.
It is. It is. Especially there's quite a few units I've run into where their SOP is, I'm going to pull blood off of friend.
Yeah, what's his blood type?
I don't know.
Yeah. You know, and that's the other thing. If you got cold stored, I'm glad you brought that up. If you got cold stored, low titer, O negative, your risk of mismatch is a lot lower when there's chaos and you're freaking out and you're trying to move at the same time and you're trying to draw blood and this casualty, you're on vehicles. Now you just going off on a helicopter. You know, you just need to grab a bag of blood and get it off. You're not as worried about that mismatch of blood product in that chaotic scenario. You're like, I pull it out, should be good to go. I should put it on, and we can just keep on moving. So that's just my other thought.